In preparation for our need to list the people in a company, and you'll recall what we want is to be able to click on the ID code for a company and get something similar to our old company people edit form, but within the context of our template framework. We know it's going to be a link to index.php by creating a new value for content code. So what we want is another case statement within our switch construct, which we'll get by pasting the snippet index TP company people edit. And that provides another case statement where content code has the value company people edit and draws upon the include file TP company people edit, which of course we're yet to create. Let's save the index file and create in a new code pane the company people edit file. Save the file in the includes folder, and let's look at some of the differences between this and our old company people edit framework. Much of this file is identical to the old company people edit file. In fact, all of the get details of the company are the same. Remember, that provides the details of the company name and the company address. All of the details of the get, all the associated persons are the same, which is what provides the list of people. But the links are going to be slightly different. In the output section, we have the link person edit link, which is the link we found at the end of the row. When the user was the administrator, we had an extra column out the end here, which had a link to edit the person record. This person link, the old one, referred to a script called personEditForm.php and sent the query string person ID. The new person edit link will reference our home page, because everything does now, with a query string content equals person edit form. Let's have a look. It's not there, so let's put it in while we think of it. It's the snippet index TP person edit form. And so when the index page receives the content code person edit form, it includes this file TP underscore person edit form. So we've changed the person edit link to the index page with this double query string, content and person ID. So we can get rid of the old person edit link. Also, we had a person add form. You may recall that the company people edit form had at the bottom of the list of people an add person form, provided the user's access level was 99 or greater, or in this case 21 or greater. So this used to be include the inc underscore person add form. Now it's going to include a slightly modified one, TP underscore person add form, so that distinguishes it from the old inc form. But it's going to be modified, so we'll give it a new name. So we can delete that and save this form. We've dealt with all of the output section now. Let's look at the new bits that have been added in here. When we insert a new record via the new file TP person add form, we'll want it to be immediately reflected in the list of people we're displaying. So we're going to insert a process to do that. We'll send a query string from person add form to new person inserted as a posted variable in the form person add form. And that will trigger a new insert process, which will collect the values of the fields to be inserted and run a function called person insert, whose parameters are the 6 fields to be inserted into the tperson table. In a new code pane, let's create that function straight away. It's the function in includes, function tpersonSQL. It actually comprises 2 functions. Let's save it into the includes folder as fn underscore tperson underscore SQL. The 2 functions are person insert with some field values. Nothing you've not seen before. It's simply an insert SQL. It runs the SQL and returns an error message or not. The other function is person update with similar fields, runs the SQL, and returns either an empty error message or a failure error message. Nothing new there, so we can close that, and we can be confident now that we've actually got a file where these functions, person insert and person update, can be run. So person insert and person update operate the same way. The files that allow you to do that generate a posted variable, either new person inserted or person edited, with the value 1, and if on collecting or capturing that variable we find it to be set and of value 1, then we'll execute those functions. And exactly the same thing happens for person update. Of course, we have remembered to include the file fn_person_sql, which contains these two functions, person insert and person update. And finally, we make sure we collect the variable values for company ID and person ID, which are used in these strings.